Today, I'm back with Physical Media by the Numbers. This is where I run down the top 20 selling 4K Ultra HD discs of the past week. I go through all the recommendations on every single title. And then also we get into breaking down the different market share percentages to see how well the different disc formats are selling out there for 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, all that great fun stuff. We love collecting. So if you love collecting physical media just like me, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. That way you stay entertained and more informed in the world of physical media. And then, of course, leave a comment on what were the 4K discs you picked up last week. But let's get right into this list. We're going to work our way up from the bottom to the top. So starting with number 20, we do got Ringu, the Arrow edition, which looked really, really cool. Now, this is a foreign language film. They did an American remake with The Ring, which I have seen, but never seen Ringu. No interest in this one at the moment, though. All right, next up, we got Avatar The Way of Water. That keeps swimming along. You know, this is just a worthy sequel to the first one, so happy to see this still on the list. All right, next up, we got to have the Super Mario Brothers movie, which is just a very popular title here from Universal. It keeps selling so well. It's just always on this list, so let's go and move on. All right, next up, we got Alita Battle Angel here, which is a surprise to see, but I bet this one is super discounted. And this is a phenomenal sci-fi action movie if you haven't seen this one yet. Visually very stunning. Next up, we got The Nightmare Before Christmas from Disney, which is my personal favorite animated movie of all time. I just love the stop motion animation and the Danny Elfman singing. It's just a complete package for me. All right, next up, we got Fright Night. So I guess people are picking up on the Steelbook being back in stock. Is it a pretty solid price right now? So if you don't have this one, I can highly recommend it. Definitely a fun 80s horror movie. All right, next up, we got Halloween, which I love to see Halloween on this list. It's one of my favorite films of all time, and it's just the perfect time. That spooky season is here, so you got to be picking up on a classic, right? All right, next up, we got Lawrence of Arabia, which I'm surprised to see this one here, but maybe the Steelbook is back in stock with this one. I know that was a pretty hot title when it came up, but yeah, definitely an awesome movie, but very, very long, so you got to plan a whole day around watching that one. All right, next up, we got The Trial from Criterion, which I've heard mixed things about this one. I heard it's not everybody's cup of tea. If I am interested in it, I will look at it in the November Criterion sale time. All right, next up, we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is still my favorite current film of the year. Marvel did a great job, but I'm going to give the credit to James Gunn here. Just a fantastic movie. All right, next up, we got Sleepy Hollow. This is a Tim Burton film. That's another one perfect for spooky season, and the 4K sharpness is amazing in here. I mean, the fall leaves just stick out. It's perfect. All right, next up, we got The Flash, which I still need to pick up my 4K. I have it sitting somewhere for me. I just need to get my hands on that Steelbook. But I like this movie more than most, even though it's not that great. All right, next up, we got Batman the Mask of the Phantasm, which is an all-time favorite DC animated movie. I love to see this one selling so well. I didn't pick up the 4K because I already had the Blu-ray, but it's a great title if you've never seen it. All right, next up, we got to have John Wick Chapter 4, who is just always on this list because this John Wick, this is the best physical media release of the year in my opinion. The 4K disc is just so sharp. It's an action-packed movie. I just love everything they did with the art design on all the different editions they came out with. Lionsgate did a great job there. Now, speeding its way into the middle of this list, you know it's all about family on this channel. So you gotta have Fast X still on this list. It just won't escape us. It's just such a silly, fun action movie if you're into that kind of thing. Next up, we got Fall, which is a newer one released from Lionsgate, is Steelbook, which they did a phenomenal job on, inside and out. And I actually like the movie overall. It's a little suspense thriller in there, better than I expected. All right, next up, we got Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. This is a Steelbook. I think this one is released from Sony, if I remember correctly. It looks like a cool Steelbook. It looks to be a martial arts movie. Don't have many martial arts movies in my collections. Yes, I know I need to change that. Hopefully sometime in the future if that gets discounted. Right, next up we got The Little Mermaid, the new live action one, finally came out to physical media. Now, I liked this movie decent enough when I saw it in theaters. I thought some of the songs were pretty good. I thought some of the performances were great. But I just don't have the desire to go back and rewatch this one right away, so I can skip past the 4K pickup. All right, next up we got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which is another phenomenal movie, one of my favorites of the year. Just looks like a painting unfolding. The 4K sharpness is amazing, so I really recommend that title. And then number one, we got a new title here, The Exorcist in 4K. You got a really cool steelbook looking edition. You got the 4K slipcover that looks kind of gross and not really for me. Now, I do want to see this movie though. I've heard wonderful things. I've never seen it before. Can you believe that? One of these days I will pick it up, but the steelbook was out of stock on Best Buy when I tried to get it. And then the slipcover, like I said, I'm not going to pay full price for that kind of artwork, but if it gets discounted, I'm definitely going to add it, give it a first time watch. But there we go. Those are our top 20 selling 4K Ultra HD discs of the past week. Now let's get into the market share breakdown. Taking a look at the numbers now of the different disc formats here, and there's no shocks and surprises this week. I love to see the 4Ks near the 15% mark. That's perfect for the Ultra HD disc. Now the Blu-rays have dropped a bit, which definitely have given the DVDs a boost. I mean, DVDs over 60% now. That is quite a lot for DVDs. I understand being around that 50% marker, but I would love Blu-ray selling a little bit more to kind of even it out. But at least the 4K discs are selling, and these formats are here to stay. They're not disappearing anytime soon. But I just love looking at these numbers to see if we can find any trends and maybe predict the future just a little bit, at least make some educated guesses. But you guys will have to let me know in the comments below, what disc format do you absolutely prefer? Do these numbers make sense? Let's have these fun movie discussions down below. And if you enjoyed this physical media topic, check out some more videos right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters.